Ms. Walker, how much did she owe you, her half, that you had to cover July of 2023 to December of
That was $6,400.
$6,400.
Yeah, and that was including utilities that weren't paid as well.
Okay. And when she's saying to you, if you're implying that you take over the lease if I leave the furniture, you go, I don't have a choice.
Yeah, meaning that I don't have a choice but to pay her half of it. I didn't take over that lease. All I did was I had to start paying her half of it to not be kicked out of that space.
And the demand letter that you sent her was asking for a total of $16,250.
Up to this date, up to the date I wrote
So
that
we're
letter,
talking
that's what
July of 2023 up until now.
Yes.
Is 16,000. All right. So I know both of you all, just from reading, through the evidence, that you were both experiencing some hardships to some degree, health, personal finances. Ms. Ray, why would you not communicate in a better way what you were going through financially?
I don't believe that I did not communicate with her, because there are emails where she has emailed me that she's paid her part, there's a past due, and I'm like, yes, that's mine, and I will pay it. So I don't want to say that we didn't, but we had some issues in our friendship where sharing with Mishele too openly became a little bit unsafe for me, and so that's why. Just some things that happened early on, and so I don't want to defame her in any way. That's not why we're here. Okay. But it just was not a situation where going into detail about my personal struggles would have benefited me in any way.
Okay.
With Mishele.
If you didn't want to share your personal issues, you knew you were sharing a lease. Why not share at least, that you couldn't come up with the money at some point? Because you just stopped paying altogether at some point.
Well, no, I was still paying, and the last payment I made was in December of 2023.
You're not saying you were paid up. You're saying you paid.
No,
Okay, so
I did pay. It was about $1,900.
$1,900.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up.
I want to look at these texts because I think I'm surprised that you think that there was an agreement that the furniture would offset the rent. You say to her, I will only leave common furniture, but I don't think I will leave my office furniture. Are you implying that you will take over the lease? If so, I will consider that. I mean, I'm surprised you would say you would consider that as opposed to like, please, please, please. But it doesn't seem very apologetic to me.
Well, at that point, I didn't see a need for an apology because I was still trying to work it out. And so if it was just going to be the past due and I move, that would be different. But in me not only leaving furniture, but giving up my opportunity to utilize the space any further.
She didn't want you to.
I didn't know what she wanted.
Okay, well, you understood that you can't just say, I won't use the space, now I don't have to pay.
No, that was not my intention at that point, but I asked the question. And so if she didn't respond directly, no, I don't agree, I don't know. And that's why when she texted me a month later, I said to her, this is my understanding.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, we're going to excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you.
This courtroom is now in recess. The ladies will have you wait outside the courtroom. So I don't know if I believe the defendant that she really thought this was a deal, leaving the furniture in compensation for over $30,000 she wasn't going to be paying. And the fact that the defendant had the audacity to say, well, I'll consider that, kind of blows my mind. But she owes her so much more than that it's really irrelevant.
The defendant is saying she paid $1,900 for was July through December of last year.
Right.
She's saying, what about January to now? And she's thinking, the defendant, well, we made an agreement that if I left my furniture, then I'm off. And we're saying that's not it.
I would do her the additional benefit of making clear that this is only what she is owed through the date of today's judgment.
Right.
That at least gives her the opportunity
we're
to...
not wiping out
correct.
the obligation that remains on the lease by this verdict.
Because I think she said the lease is up next year of July. We're not talking about anything she owes through that time.
And she preserves her right if she has to pay for the defendant moving forward to continue to do that.
Okay.
We have an agreement.
So we have a verdict in favor of the plaintiff.